The champagne flute trembles in my hand as I stand in the back of the rosewood ballroom, watching another perfect wedding unfold. The bride glides across the marble floor in her custom Vera Wang gown, her new husband spinning her under the crystal chandeliers I personally selected. 6 months of planning. Every detail orchestrated to perfection. This is what I live for, creating dreams, building fairy tales, making love stories come alive. At 28, I've built enchanted moments into the most sought-after wedding planning company in the city. Celebrities fly me to Tuscany, billionaires beg for my availability. I have a 2-year waiting list and charge more per wedding than most people make in a year. But none of that matters right now, because across the room, I can see him. Marcus. My fiancé of 18 months, looking devastatingly handsome in his tailored tuxedo. He's supposed to be my date tonight, but he had to work late again. Always working late these days. I'm about to text him when I notice something that makes my blood freeze. He's here. Marcus is here, at my wedding, but he's not looking for me. He's standing near the bar, his hand resting intimately on the small of someone's back. A woman with sleek auburn hair in a midnight blue dress. The woman turns, and my world tilts off its axis. Sophia Chen. My business partner. My best friend since college. The person I trust with every secret, every fear, every dream. The woman who's supposed to be my maid of honor in 4 months. They're not just talking. Marcus's thumb traces along Sophia's wrist, the same gesture he uses with me when he wants to be close. She leans into him, whispering something that makes him laugh. That deep, genuine laugh I thought was reserved for me. Then Marcus cups Sophia's face in his hands and kisses her. Not a friendly peck. A deep, passionate kiss that speaks of intimacy, of history, of love. The kind of kiss that says they've been doing this for a very long time. The champagne glass slips from my numb fingers, shattering against the marble floor. I flee toward the bathroom before anyone can see the tears threatening to spill. In the mirror, I look like a ghost. My hands shake as I grip the marble countertop, trying to make sense of what I just witnessed. The bathroom door opens, and Sophia walks in, her cheeks flushed, her lipstick slightly smudged. She stops when she sees me, and for just a moment, guilt flickers across her face. Emma, I didn't know you were here tonight. The wedding looks absolutely stunning as always. Her voice is too bright, too casual. I stare at her reflection in the mirror. This woman who helped me build my business from nothing, who held my hair back when I had food poisoning, who helped me pick out my engagement ring. I saw you. I whisper. Sophia's face goes pale. Emma, I can explain. How long? She closes her eyes. When she opens them, the guilt is replaced by something harder. 2 years. 2 years. Before Marcus proposed. Before we signed the lease on our apartment. Before I started planning our wedding, our future, our life together, he was going to tell you. Sophia says quickly. We both were. But the business was doing so well, and your engagement seemed to make you so happy. You've been sleeping with my fiancé for 2 years, and you didn't want to hurt me? It's not like that. It just happened. We tried to fight it, but Sophia's composure cracks. You don't understand. Marcus and I, we have something real. What you two have. It's comfortable, but it's not passionate. He told me he was going to break up with you months ago. The words hit me like physical blows. Not passionate. Comfortable. He was going to break up with me. Get out. I say quietly. Emma, please. Get out. After she leaves, I lock the door and let the tears come. Everything I thought I knew about my life, my relationship, my future. It's all been built on lies. But as the tears subside, something else begins to take their place. A cold, calculating anger that starts in my chest and spreads through my entire body. They think they can just continue their affair until Marcus finds the courage to dump me. String me along while they laugh about how naive I am. I don't just plan weddings. I orchestrate complex events involving hundreds of people, million-dollar budgets, and egos the size of small countries. I solve problems, manage crises, and make the impossible happen on a daily basis. And now, I'm going to use every single one of those skills to destroy them both. I fix my makeup, straighten my dress, and walk back into the ballroom with a smile plastered on my face. Marcus and Sophia are gone, probably continuing their evening somewhere more private. That gives me time to work. The next morning, I wake up with a clarity I haven't felt in months. I make coffee, sit at my kitchen table, and open my laptop. If Marcus and Sophia want to play games, I'll show them what a real player looks like. I start with social media, creating a timeline of their relationship hidden in plain sight. That weekend in Napa she said was a solo retreat? Marcus was visiting his college buddy the same weekend. The new necklace she's wearing in recent posts? I've seen it before, in Marcus's browser history when he was shopping for my birthday. But what really makes my blood boil is what I find in our business files. Sophia has been scheduling meetings with our biggest clients during times when she knows I'll be out of town, positioning herself as the primary contact, slowly edging me out of my own business relationships. Then, I find the emails I was never copied on. Sophia reaching out to venues we've worked with, suggesting they might want to, quote, diversify their preferred vendor list. She's been laying groundwork to steal our clients, probably planning to start her own company with Marcus's marketing expertise. But they've made a critical error. They've assumed I'm the same trusting, naive Emma who believed in happily ever after. They have no idea that betrayal has a way of sharpening a person's edges. I reach for my phone. Time to make some calls. Hi Jennifer. It's Emma from Enchanted Moments. I have a situation I need to discuss with you, and I think it might be mutually beneficial. Jennifer Hartwell owns the most exclusive venue in the city. She's also going through a messy divorce, and I've been helping her navigate the wedding bookings during this difficult time. Emma, darling, what can I do for you? I need to ask you about some communications you might have received from my business partner Sophia Chen. Has she reached out about diversifying your vendor relationships? As a matter of fact, she has. She suggested that Enchanted Moments might be overextended, that perhaps I should consider working with some newer, more focused planners. I want you to know that any communications from Sophia going forward don't represent Enchanted Moments as a company. She's pursuing some independent projects that conflict with our business interests. I understand. Emma, you've been nothing but professional during my divorce proceedings. Your loyalty means everything to me. And yours means everything to me. What if we turn this situation to our advantage? By the end of the call, Jennifer has agreed to feed Sophia false information about her upcoming events, leading her to believe she's successfully poaching one of our biggest clients. She's also agreed to let me know about any other vendors Sophia approaches. I make similar calls throughout the day. One by one, I'm building an invisible web around Sophia and Marcus, and they have no idea they're already caught. But information is only the first step. I need leverage. I hire a private investigator, a discreet woman named Carol who specializes in infidelity cases. Within a week she has photos, videos, hotel receipts, restaurant bills, a complete documentation of their affair. More importantly, she discovers something that changes everything. Emma, Carol says, sliding a folder across the table at our coffee shop meeting. You need to see this. Inside are financial records, bank statements, credit card bills, business filings. Marcus hasn't just been cheating, he's been stealing. Small amounts at first, money skimmed from our joint accounts to pay for his dates with Sophia. But then larger sums, funds diverted from our business account to a shell company he created. He's been planning this for months, Carol explains. The shell company is set up to look like a marketing firm, but it's really just a way to funnel money out of your business. He's been billing Enchanted Moments for services that don't exist. My hands shake as I flip through the evidence. How much? Almost $50,000 over the past 6 months, and Sophia's been approving the payments covering for the discrepancies in your books. $50,000. Money they stole to fund their affair, their secret getaways, their plans for a future that didn't include me. But now I have them. Completely. That evening, Marcus comes home looking tired and guilty. Hey, he says, kissing my cheek with lips that were probably on Sophia's skin hours earlier. How was your day? Productive. I've been thinking about the wedding. He freezes. Oh, what about it? I want to move the date up. I know we said June, but I'm thinking maybe April. Spring weddings are so romantic, don't you think? The color drains from his face. April? That's only 2 months away. Don't you think that's rushing things? Why would it be rushing? We've been engaged for 18 months. We love each other. What's the point in waiting? He's trapped, and he knows it. If he pushes back too hard, I'll get suspicious. If he agrees, he'll have to figure out how to extricate himself from this mess in 2 months. You're right, he says finally. April sounds wonderful. The next morning, I call Sophia bright and early. Emma, how are you feeling? You seemed upset the other night. I'm better than fine. I'm excited. Marcus and I decided to move up the wedding date. Silence. Then, move it up. To when? April 15th. I want you to be more involved in the planning. As my maid of honor and business partner, you should handle the vendor negotiations. You're so good with people and I trust your judgment completely. She can't refuse without seeming suspicious, but accepting means she'll have to actively plan the wedding of the woman whose fiancé she's stealing. Of course, she says finally. I'd be honored. I want this to be the wedding of the century. Spare no expense. I want everyone in the industry talking about it. Over the next few weeks, I watch Marcus and Sophia squirm. Marcus becomes increasingly distant, claiming work stress. Sophia throws herself into wedding planning with the enthusiasm of someone walking to their own execution, booking the most expensive vendors, creating a wedding so elaborate that cancelling it would be financial suicide. Meanwhile, I'm gathering the final pieces of evidence and making one last crucial call. David? It's Emma. Emma Richardson. Yes, it's been too long. Listen, I have a story that might interest you. David Chen is an investigative journalist who specializes in white-collar crime. He's also someone who owes me a favor. Emma, good to hear from you. What kind of story are we talking about? The kind that involves fraud, embezzlement, and a very public downfall. Are you free for lunch tomorrow? The next day, I lay out everything for David. The affair, the theft, the systematic attempt to destroy my business. He listens with the focused attention of a predator who's just spotted prey. This is good, he says finally. Really good. But Emma, if I run this story, it's going to destroy them completely. Are you sure this is what you want? I think about Marcus's hands on Sophia's face. About 2 years of lies. About $50,000 stolen from the business I built with my own sweat and tears. I'm sure. When do you want me to run it? I smile. April 16th. The day after my wedding. 3 days before the wedding, Marcus finally breaks. Emma, we need to talk. I look up from my laptop where I've been reviewing the final timeline. Of course. What's on your mind? He paces our living room like a caged animal. This wedding. I don't know if I'm ready. Ready for what? To marry me? It's not that simple. I love you, but I don't know if I'm in love with you. Not the way you deserve. Maybe we should postpone the wedding. Postpone? Marcus, the wedding is in 3 days. We have 200 guests coming. We can't just postpone. I know, but Emma, I can't marry you feeling like this. It wouldn't be fair to either of us. I let tears well up in my eyes. Is there someone else? The question hangs in the air like a blade. Marcus's face goes white. No, he says finally. There's no one else. I just need time. Okay, I whisper. If that's what you want. But Marcus, I can't cancel everything now. The deposits alone would bankrupt me. Can you at least wait until after the weekend? Let me figure out how to handle this. Relief floods his face. Of course, whatever you need. That night, I call Sophia with my final performance. Marcus wants to postpone the wedding. Oh, Emma! I'm so sorry. I can't cancel now. Do you know what this will do to my reputation? I have an idea, but I need your help. What if we don't cancel? What if we turn it into a celebration of friendship, of partnership? We'll tell everyone Marcus had a family emergency, but I didn't want to waste this beautiful event. That's actually brilliant. It could be great publicity for the company. And Sophia, I want you to be my co-host, my partner in every sense. Will you do that for me? Of course. Emma, you're handling this with such grace. The morning of April 15th dawns clear and beautiful. I wake up in the bridal suite at the Rosewood, surrounded by flowers and champagne. Sophia arrives early, playing the role of supportive maid of honor with Oscar-worthy performance. The guests begin arriving at 4. Society reporters, industry leaders, potential clients, family, friends, everyone who matters in my world is here. At 5:30, I make my entrance in a stunning white cocktail dress. The guests murmur in confusion as I walk down the aisle alone, no groom waiting at the altar. I take the microphone and face the crowd. Thank you all for being here today. I know you're confused about why you're seeing me instead of a traditional wedding ceremony, so let me explain. The room is dead silent. Sophia stands at the front, her face pale. Marcus and I have decided not to get married today. But rather than cancel this beautiful celebration, I wanted to turn it into something even more meaningful. A celebration of the relationships that truly matter. The friendships that sustain us. The partnerships that define us. Murmurs ripple through the crowd. You see, over the past few weeks, I've learned some very important lessons about trust, about loyalty, about the people we choose to let into our lives. And I've discovered that some relationships are worth celebrating, while others are built on lies. I pause, letting my eyes find Sophia in the crowd. She's frozen, like a deer in headlights. I want to tell you all a story about friendship and betrayal, about what happens when the people closest to you decide that your feelings, your future, your very life are acceptable casualties in their pursuit of happiness. People are pulling out their phones, sensing that something dramatic is about to unfold. 2 years ago, my business partner and best friend Sophia Chen began an affair with my fiancé, Marcus Williams. For 2 years, they conducted their relationship in secret, using my trust, my love, and my business as cover for their deception. Gasps echo through the ballroom. Sophia's face has gone from pale to green. She starts moving toward the exit, but I'm not done. But the affair was just the beginning. Marcus and Sophia didn't just betray me emotionally, they betrayed me financially. Over the past 6 months, they've systematically stolen $50,000 from Enchanted Moments, using a shell company to funnel money from our business account to fund their secret relationship. The crowd erupts. Cameras flash. Reporters scribble notes. Sophia has stopped moving, trapped by the crowd and the magnitude of what I've just revealed. I have documentation of everything. Bank records, hotel receipts, photographs, video evidence. All of it will be published tomorrow in a comprehensive exposé that will detail exactly how 2 people I trusted with my heart and my livelihood decided that I was expendable. Marcus pushes through the crowd toward the exit, but hotel security I arranged, is blocking the doors. So today, instead of celebrating a marriage built on lies, I want to celebrate something real. I want to celebrate justice. Because sometimes, when people think they can destroy you, the best revenge is simply letting them destroy themselves. I raise my champagne glass, and the room explodes into chaos. Sophia pushes through the crowd toward me, tears streaming down her face. Emma, please. You don't understand. I understand that you're a thief and a liar. I understand that you thought I was too stupid to figure it out. Marcus finally reaches us, his face a mask of rage and panic. You vindictive bitch. You've destroyed everything. No, Marcus, you destroyed everything. I just made sure everyone could see it. The police arrived 20 minutes later, just as I planned. The evidence I've gathered is more than enough for fraud charges. The reporters have enough material for weeks of stories. The wedding industry witnesses have seen enough to ensure that neither Sophia nor Marcus will ever work in this city again. As they're led away in handcuffs, Sophia turns back to me one last time. Was it worth it? Destroying us like this? Ask me in a year, I tell her. When I'm running the most successful wedding planning company in the state, and you're explaining to potential employers why you have a criminal record. The party continues long into the night. What started as my wedding becomes the most talked about event of the year. Clients approach me with new contracts. Vendors pledge their loyalty. Reporters want exclusive interviews. 3 months later, I'm sitting in my expanded office. I've taken over Sophia's space, reading the morning news. Marcus and Sophia have both been convicted of fraud. Marcus got 2 years. Sophia got 18 months. Their relationship didn't survive the stress of criminal proceedings and mutual blame. Meanwhile, Enchanted Moments has a 6-month waiting list. I've hired 3 new planners and opened a second location. The publicity from my wedding that wasn't has made me the most sought-after planner in the region. I've also started dating again. His name is James, and he's a federal prosecutor who specializes in white-collar crime. We met when he was reviewing the evidence in Marcus and Sophia's case. You should have been a lawyer, he tells me over dinner. I like what I do. I like creating moments, orchestrating complex events, making sure everything goes exactly according to plan. Even when the plan is revenge. Especially when the plan is revenge. He laughs, and I know that this honesty, this understanding, this partnership built on truth instead of lies, is what I was looking for all along. What I had with Marcus wasn't passionate, because it wasn't real. What I have now is built on a foundation of mutual respect and complete honesty about who we are. Remind me never to cross you, he says, raising his wine glass. You won't, I reply, clinking my glass against his. You're too smart for that. 6 months later, James and I are planning our own wedding. It will be smaller than the spectacle I created for my revenge. More intimate, more focused on the people who actually matter. Any regrets, he asks, watching me work. About what? About how you handled Marcus and Sophia. I consider the question seriously. They stole from me. Not just money, though $50,000 is significant. They stole 2 years of my life. They stole my trust, my security, my ability to believe in the people closest to me. And you stole theirs in return. I revealed theirs. Everything that happened to them was a direct result of choices they made. I didn't frame them for fraud. They committed fraud. I didn't force them to have an affair. They chose to betray me. I didn't make them lie to me for 2 years. They decided my feelings didn't matter. So no regrets? I think about the broken woman who wrote me from prison, about Marcus probably bitter and angry in his cell, still convinced he's the victim. I think about the wedding that never was, the fairy tale that turned into a nightmare. No regrets, I say firmly. They taught me something valuable. I'm stronger than I thought I was. I'm smarter than they gave me credit for. And I'm definitely not someone you want to underestimate. James smiles and kisses my forehead. Good thing I'm on your side. As I return to our wedding planning, I know this is what happiness actually looks like. Not the desperate, clinging need I felt with Marcus, always worried that I wasn't enough. This is partnership. This is respect. This is love built on truth instead of lies. The wedding industry is built on dreams, on the belief that love conquers all, that fairy tales can come true. I still believe in those things, but I also believe in something else now. The power of a woman who refuses to be a victim, who turns betrayal into strength, who transforms heartbreak into justice. Some people might call what I did to Marcus and Sophia revenge. I prefer to think of it as a masterclass in consequences. They wanted to play games with my life, my heart, my business. I simply showed them what happens when you underestimate your opponent. I close my laptop and look out the window of my expanded office. Tomorrow I have 3 client meetings and a venue walkthrough. Next month I'm flying to Paris to plan a destination wedding for a tech billionaire. Next year I'm opening a 3rd location. Marcus and Sophia thought they could destroy me. Instead, they gave me the greatest gift possible. They showed me exactly how strong I really am. And that, more than any revenge, is worth celebrating.